The NFL Week 6 preview of Old Fashioned Football on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with code OFFSGPN.
Hey, what's up? This is Sam Macho, and you're listening to Old Fashioned Football.
Welcome to Old Fashioned Football. If you're wondering who you listen to, this is JMark. You can find me on the X at JMark Football. And if you're wondering who us is, that's at Old Fashioned FB. Before I keep going to talk about Week 6, I got to introduce my co-host on the pod and in life. You can find her on the X at the Mir. Mark, Mir, how you doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good. Are you ready to talk Week 6, talk a little whiskey, and have a little fun? Because why not?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course, she says. If you're new to the show, we go over some news and injuries. We go over what we call the 2-minute drill. It's new this year, where we break down every game, but we try not to spend 2 minutes on it. We didn't do the best last week.
It was aggravating.
We did not do the best.
We don't meet up prior to all the time with stuff. So I felt like we both had too long of what we wanted to discuss and too many stats.
We both had a lot that we wanted to say, I guess, Shout out to the chat, NASCAR Gambling Podcast. Let's fucking go. I'm going to go ahead and assume that's Cody Sieb, who doubted his Patriots on this podcast. He said, we're going to get crushed. And they won against the Bills. I hope you sent a special message to Adam Pelletier. Wesley Woodcock checking in. Good evening, everyone. What's up, Wesley? And Channing with the cheers. How's it going, Channing? I hope everything is going well north of the border. Mer, before we get started, there's always the same question I ask you every time. In fact, sometimes you've jumped it. And I said, whoa. I like to ask this question. It's like part of my routine. So, Mer, what are we drinking today?
We are drinking Knob Creek's rye, 7-year rye. I call it their 7-year rye, but it is their
7-year rye. Yeah,
I call it what they call it. Imagine that.
Imagine that. So I knew Knob Creek was a Jim Beam product. I knew that. Didn't know a lot else about it. Just decided to Google it earlier today. Probably should have Googled it before that, but I Googled it today, and some interesting ties to football. So I'm excited to hear about that. Anyways, it's football and whiskey go together hand in hand. Like, what's he say on Big Daddy? Do you remember? It goes together like tuna fish and macaroni. And they're like, what? He's like, you prefer peanut butter and jelly? Something like that. Anyways.
I haven't seen that movie since I was like a teenager.
Really? I love that movie. It's always good for some laughs. Don't forget to download the SGPN app in your app store for easy and free access to all of SGPN's picks and podcasts, including ours, of course. Should we go over some of this injury news?
I have some non-injury news.
Non-injury news.
Yes, it's a trade.
Yeah.
Trade that happened. Yes. Joe Flacco was traded from the Browns to the Bengals. That'll be, I don't know, interesting.
Here's my thoughts.
And he's not going to be what he was.
Right. Joe Flacco has had some success here and there recently. Obviously, he had success earlier in his career. Had some success here and there, but Joe Flacco's old and immobile. Now they're putting him behind a really shitty offensive line. Wait, he's going to get crushed out there. This is elderly abuse. This is not okay. Like, it's not okay. I think it's a bad move, but that's just me.
It's an interesting move for sure. I'll take us back to injuries now.
All right.
Since you want that
Good
report.
news, no bad news. Joe Flacco will be on it soon, but
oh, don't say that. How dare you? Omarion Hampton was put on injured reserve with a high ankle sprain. We don't know how the backfield will shake out. Like, is it going to be Hassan Haskins or Kamani Vidal? Like, I have my own opinions on that. We went back and forth last night,
we
actually.
did.
And I was like, but this. And you're like, but this.
And you actually brought up some great points. I'm like, maybe I need to change some of my
like
fab offers.
you Googled. I told you about harp on you Googled. I was
know.
yeah, that's no, for real.
I know. I was like, are you sure? Sorry that I doubted your information.
But it was fun. I enjoy when we argue and when I'm right.
I know you do.
No.
I know you do.
That was not what I meant.
Two things. She enjoys when we argue, and she enjoys when she's right, which is always so.
When we argue about, like, I wouldn't say it's even arguing, when we go back and forth about our lineups and football players. Yeah. Anyway, we'll just leave it at that. It is not a blanket statement. I enjoy when we argue. No. This has gone off the rails. To get us back on track with more injuries.
You enjoy when we debate football.
Argue, debate. But yeah, debate. It's more of a debate. Anyway, Bucky Irving is questionable. I think he's probably going to miss another week.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb is also questionable. Likely to miss another week. We'll see. So. Tyrone Tracy is back, and I feel like, so this is an injury, but it's going to be interesting to see.
Uninjury.
He's uninjured now.
Yeah.
He's healed.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how the backfield is split between him and Scattaboo.
Yeah, no, I agree. I want to check back in with the chat here. Welcome, Patrick. Lamb and tuna fish. That's what it is.
Lamb and tuna fish.
And Channing saying great movie. Jamie saying, hey, ladies, you two are looking beautiful tonight, especially JMark with that slick beard all trimmed up.
Did you trim it?
Not today, but I did
You
recently.
like to test me. You like to like secretly go trim your beard in secret and then walk around to see it when I notice.
Right. I do. Because you rarely do.
That's not true.
I did.
You rarely make huge changes to it, so it might take me a moment.
I did ask you recently about a change, and if I should do it. I saw this new trend.
Coffee cup. Oh my god!
Instead of a bowl cut, it's the coffee cup cut. You put the coffee cup on your face here, you shave everything around it, and you have a perfect goatee. But you said no, and then I said, well, what if I just did the goatee off and had this? You also said no.
No, can we just not? Don't mess with what works.
Loving the quotes from Big Daddy. Damn you, Scuba Steve. Drake Brady looked amazing. And tonight at 10:15 Eastern, that's 9:15 our time, we have a special sports doc on our live podcast at IDP Center. Talking all kinds of injuries.
Butchered that.
Special guests, special sports doc. He's both.
Yeah.
And then
awesome.
Good evening, all. Sorry, JMark had to beat you and ruin your undefeated streak. He did in his own league. I think there was some commissioner finagling in the background there to make that happen.
No, take the loss.
I know. Jamie, I'm curious who the doctor is. Is it the DGen doc or a different one? We of course good buddies with the DGen doc, Sebastian, good guy over there. I think we should get to our 2-minute drill, but before we do, real quick, I want to let you know that we're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder, second to none, and their motto is a motto that I love: bet on anything, anywhere, anytime, including what color dildo will be thrown on the WNBA courts. They did have that for a little bit. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Just head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. With Novig, you're getting the best prices, and it's available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig promo code SGPN. We will be deducted since you had to cough.
It was one of those coughs where if I didn't get it out, it was going to turn into something horrible.
That's fair. Jamie wanted to know if I noticed when you shave your legs, Just
do you?
Well, just the other day, I was like, "What's taking you so long in the shower there?" You're like, "I'm shaving. Get out of here." So in that sense, I do, yeah, because I got yelled at. Dr. James Ferretti.
Well,
sorry.
The shower at the end of the day of a stressful day, the shower is like my decompress, really hot shower. Stress relief,
Right.
and and you come in and scare me, and I almost cut myself. Get out! What are you doing?
I try to enter quietly.
Yeah, exactly. You try to enter quietly and scare the shit out of me.
Next time I will announce I am coming into the bathroom. Jamie says it's Dr. James Freddy. You wrote a book, Injuries Suck, but your fantasy team doesn't have to. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Love it. Should we get started?
Yeah, well, hold on. Let me get the stopwatch.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to recap real quick that last week I was right. I'm going to do a lot of
last week. I was right.
I'm going to do a lot of pats on my backs here. I was right on the Bucs money line as dogs, but I was also right on Bucs money line plus the Rashad White anytime touchdown. The parlay you said you and your parlays hit. You know another parlay hit. Nico Collins anytime touchdown and Texans -1. That
you would have to give yourself a pat on the back for the 2 parlays out of 5,000 that actually.
Excuse me. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery anytime touchdown parlay also hit. They both scored a touchdown.
But that's like a given. That doesn't count as it's a parlay, but it's hardly a parlay.
It's not a given because when you put them together, it's plus money. The books are giving you money then.
But that happens a lot.
It does happen a lot.
So that's an easy
I believe they became the top running back duo to have a touchdown in every game, for the 2.
Mm-hmm.
They surpassed, I can't remember who it was, but I believe they just surpassed somebody. And if you follow us on Twitter, you also know that we cashed in on 18-1 Harold Fannin first touchdown in that Browns game. So, yeah, it was looking good. We cashed some bets. We made some money. We did not make our bottle lock bet teaser that we put in, but we'll talk about that later.
We will. It's disappointing. You were disappointed.
I was so disappointed because I wanted a $120 bottle of whiskey. I was like, well, maybe we stretch it out. And you're like, no, we said that it's going to be $120 or a $60 bottle. And I was
if your bet hit, it was going to be a fun episode.
I know.
But no, we get to do $60.
There's still some good whiskeys there.
Absolutely. Most of our whiskeys that we do are in that range.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
that we review on the show.
Watch our socials because we're gonna go into the store. We're gonna film it all. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, I think so. I think we should.
Are we going to wall to wall?
Yeah, which is closing in some places. So if you have a wall to wall, no.
Okay.
If you have a wall to wall near you, check it out. It might be closing and you might get a discount. Jamie missed a 20-leg parlay at 27-1 and missed by 1 yard by Pittman because he took 40 plus. That's how all mine go. Miranda knows this story also well. In fact, it's why she hates parlays. I always do watered down parlays, 20 to 25 legs like that. Water it down, and it always misses by just one or 2.
Just like you barely had it, and it's like
this last week it happened. It was Derrick Henry. I thought that he was going to have a decent game, and he didn't even get over 50 yards. So Derrick Henry fucked me. That was the only one.
Derrick Henry,
he fucked me. Yeah. And I was not smiling about it.
Caption that for this episode. Derrick Henry.
That's going in on the shorts. Derrick Henry fucked me. I can't wait till we run our show through a program that spits out the time codes for us. And sometimes it makes really funny time codes. I hope Derrick Henry fucked me as a time code that it puts together.
Well, it's definitely got to be for how many times you've said it now. Right. So anyway, let's get into these recaps.
All right. Well, previews, you mean, but we recap
preview. I mean, come on. That's our recaps.
Thursday night. The Eagles are 7-point favorites as they hit the road to New York to take on the Giants, their conference opponent. They lost to the Broncos 21-17, which shocked the hell out of me and killed our teaser. And you got to imagine that they are pissed off, although I'm hearing Saquon is questionable, so keep an eye on that. Jalen Hurts threw for 280 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. Barkley had 6 carries for just 30 yards. Only 6 carries is weird for him. Devonta Smith was the top target for Hurts. He was targeted 10 times. Caught 8 of those for 114 yards. And A.J. Brown continues to disappoint fantasy managers, having 8 targets for 43 yards. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing at you, honey. Keep going.
The Giants are coming off an embarrassing 26-14 loss to the Saints. Like, kick the trash can. Fucking embarrassing. They made mistake after mistake. They fumbled the ball multiple times, sometimes not even when they were getting hit. Dart had a day of twos, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Scatterboo ran the ball 15 times for 59 yards. He had 6 catches for 45 yards. And we wondered who would step up with Malik Neighbors out for the season, and it was mainly the tight ends.
Yeah.
Daniel Bellinger had 4 catches on 4 targets for 52 yards, and Theo Johnson had 6 catches on 7 targets for 33 yards and both touchdowns, which, by the way, I'm locking in the first receiver to catch a pass for the Giants to be Theo Johnson. It's 4-1. Just a little fun bet to get you going. For the actual bet, though, I'm not going to overthink this one. Devonta Smith over 50.5 receiving yards. He's gone over this 3 out of 5 games. Parlay it with the Eagles money line. That's plus 126. Though there are some books with a 30% profit out there, make it plus 164. I'm locking that in.
All right. Well, let's talk a little fantasy with this matchup. I'm going to start with like the obvious. Start your studs. I know. I feel like a lot of us, me included, want to bench AJ Brown. If you have a better option, sure. Otherwise, I don't think I would bench him just yet for like a flex type player. However, I think he's likely going to underperform his projection again.
He's so frustrating.
I know. To give you guys like an overperformer, Theo Johnson got a lot of targets last week, especially in the red zone. His projection right now is around 6.91. He's gone over this the last 2 weeks. And even though the Eagles defense is tough against tight ends, I think he's going to get a lot of targets again. Also, I know that we mentioned it, but with Tyrone Tracy back, I'd just be slightly cautious on Scatterboo. I think he's still startable.
Yeah, I agree with that. Real quick, I want to just check in with the chat because I see a new name and everything. But Jamie says at least you didn't get fucked in your parlay by a Woody or Nick Chubb. Serial checking in, always fresh, never soggy, saying, look what happens when you ask Hurts to throw the ball. Yeah, no doubt. And congrats on your first win in the listener league. And you got that one in, so that's good. And then Nick and Rob Homer Hour have not. I don't think we've seen you pop up. So welcome. If Scatterboo has the right gloves, he will dominate. I did see him yelling about his gloves. That guy's just so full of energy. It's hard not to like him.
I see something about me in tight ends. What?
I'm not surprised Murr likes a tight end. Serial says.
All right. Let's get into Sunday morning early game again. Another one. We have a London game, 8:30 Central. It's the Broncos taking on the Jets, who are the Broncos are the 7.5 point favorites.
Correct. Yep.
I almost was gonna say it's the Jets, but it is the Broncos. 7.5 point favorites. The Broncos, they shocked a lot of people, including myself, beating the Eagles 21-17, scoring 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Bo Nix threw for 242 yards and a touchdown. Dobbins ran for 79 yards and a touchdown. You had Cortland Sutton, who had 8 catches for 99 yards, and Evan Engram finally had a decent game, catching 4 passes for 33 yards and a touchdown. Then looking at the Jets, they lost to the Cowboys 37-22. And that score, well, I guess it's not that close of a score, but it looks closer than it was. But they were 30-6 going into that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So it was
a lot of garbage time points.
Yes. Fields had 283 passing yards for 2 touchdowns, only 26 rushing yards. Breece Hall had 113 yards on 14 carries. I was asking myself, like, why wouldn't you just keep handing it back to a back with an 8.1 average?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't get it.
Even when you're behind, run the ball.
Yes. And then Garrett Wilson, he had 6 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown on 10 targets. And tight end Mason Taylor, who should be rostered in every league, was targeted 12 times. He caught 9 of those for 67 yards.
You're right. And he wasn't in the lot, and I picked him up because he's been great.
Speaking of tight ends that I like.
Right. For bets, this one, for me, it's easy. I'm focusing on the quarterbacks and their rushing abilities. Justin Fields over 36.5 rushing yards. Bo Nix over 20.5 rushing yards. Put those together, it's plus 231, so we're a little over 2-1. I know you don't like parlays, but that's hitting.
You're just giving me all parlays over here.
It's hitting.
Justin Fields, I think, is going to have a good day rushing. fantasy wise. Although, I worry about his day passing against this defense. He's projected 18.81. He has scored over this in every game except the one that he left injured, but I don't know if I see him hitting that this week.
Oh, he can run though. Maybe he gets it in the running.
Yeah. Sleeper is also reporting only 70% of people are starting J.K. Dobbins. I don't feel like that's enough. He's clearly their lead back. He has overperformed in his projection in 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
Or all of them.
Yeah.
But
I saw an interesting stat. Everybody's like, well, RJ Harvey's the young guy there. J.K. Dobbins is only 2 years older than RJ Harvey.
Oh.
That blew my mind.
Yeah.
Harvey's a rookie, but Dobbins is only 2 years older. So it's not like Dobbins is an old dude. Jamie saying Giants allow the second most points to slot wide receivers. Devonta plays 55% of snaps in the slot. So bet that Devonta over 50.5 interceptions, 4.5 in a parlay for plus 116 odds. And if you add Theo, 3.5 receptions and Eagles minus 2.5 to juice that parlay, it's plus 470. And he loves hitting on tight ends. No comment, Jamie. All right.
Cardinals.
We'll just move on to the Colts and the Cardinals, where the Colts are 6.5-point favorites. The Cardinals collapse against the Titans. It was hilarious, and it felt like a season-crushing loss. The Bears had one last year against the Commanders. I know how it feels. Kyler Murray had 220 passing yards, no touchdowns, and a snap right to the face, which was really funny. Amari DeMarcado had 81 rushing yards, but he dropped the ball right before the goal line. Why do people keep doing this? It would have been a game-sealing touchdown. Michael Carter carried the ball 18 times for 51 yards and a touchdown. Marvin Harrison led the receiving group, of course, with 4 catches for 98 yards. For the Colts, this team's really freaking good. They are good. They're coming off a 46 win against the Raiders. Daniel Jones threw for 212 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor ran for 66 yards and 3 touchdowns, which killed me in fantasy football when I was against him. Top targeted receiver was Josh Downs. He had 8 targets. He caught 6 for 54. Pittman was the second most target with 6 targets. He caught 5 for 39 and a touchdown. We're going to have to ask Hunter the update on the CeeDee Lamb versus Michael Pittman fantasy football. And then Tyler Warren, he remains a stud for them. He's leading all tight ends in receptions and yards, and he had another 4 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown. This one is easy. Colts minus 6.5. There's not a parlay for you, but for a little bonus bet.
Good. I don't know what this parlays.
Yeah, a little bonus bet. Colts minus 6.5 and Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown. That's plus 165. Well, I think it's going to be around. Sorry, I think it'll be around plus 165. It's not out yet, but follow Old Fashioned Football again. Just like this last week, I'm going to release all the official bets on it.
All right. Looking at fantasy right now for you guys. Michael Pittman, he's another guy who's only being started in 70% of leagues, according to Sleeper, but he's overperformed his projections in 4 out of 5 games. It's safe to say, I think he's back. An underperformer. I think it's really hard to say how DeMarcado will react after the fumble right before the end zone last week. And then the public blast he got by the head coach. He got fined $100,000 for that, didn't he?
Well, he got physical with him. He bumped him, but
yeah, he got hit by it.
But what a soft society we live in. Like, it's football. This guy really fucked up. He should be yelled at.
Yelled at?
He didn't hurt him. He just bumped into him. These are football players.
I meant to go back and look because I've heard about it. It's just, anyway, he's probably, I feel like he's either in the doghouse now and shouldn't be started, or maybe it goes the other way and he's going to be like, the coach apologizes by giving him all the carries.
Yeah, I mean,
either way, I feel like it goes either way, but I just think he's a potential underperformer for the week.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how, credit to him for taking credit or taking accountability after the game, saying it's on me, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to wonder if that sticks in his head of like how bad he fucked up and now he's more inefficient.
Was it, what show were we watching? With what's his name? Glenn
Chad
Powell?
Powers.
Chad Powers.
Yeah.
Didn't he do
that's how his college career ended. He dropped it before.
That's what I thought of when this happened. I was like, this is.
If you haven't seen the Chad Powers show, it's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah. It's good for some laughs.
Anyway, let's get us back on track. We are so derailing so much here.
I'm sorry, I'm derailing you again. All I can think of is like, how come you didn't play in front of a lot of crowds? The wolves, sometimes they'd come and they'd take the babes. No wolves here. What a relief. Anyways, sorry. Go on.
Okay. The next game up is the Chargers, who are going all the way to Miami. The Chargers are currently the 5.5-point favorites after coming off of that loss to the Commanders 27-10, where you have Herbert, who only threw 166 yards and a touchdown. He did have a reception as well. Marion Hampton had 12 carries for 44 yards, but as we said, he is now on injured reserve. Keenan Allen had 5 catches for 58 yards on 9 targets. Quentin Johnston had 4 catches for 40 yards, and Ladd McConkey had a touchdown.
Finally.
I know. It's good. And then, but it was only 5. He only had 5 catches for 39 yards.
Still had a touchdown.
But he did have that touchdown.
Positive.
The Dolphins blew the game against the Panthers, losing 27-24. Tua had 256 yards and 3 touchdowns. Achan only had 10 carries for 16 yards.
Ouch.
So he caught 6 passes for 30 yards and a touchdown. Waddle had 6 catches for 110 yards with a touchdown. And Darren Waller proved that it wasn't just a fluke, had 5 catches on 5 targets for 78 yards and a touchdown.
It's crazy to me.
I know.
I'm not going to overthink this one. Chargers minus 4.5. That's my official lock bet. No parlay.
No parlay. Yes. Not that I do the parlays, but like, yeah, I don't like when you you throw out these awesome bets and then you say it's a like you give me the parlay and I was like, no, but you hit on some. Sorry.
You know what? I kept that short and sweet to keep us within 2 minutes.
And I'm the problem. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Fantasy overperformer. I think that we're going to be, wondering who to start in the backfield. We had this debate last night. We're probably still going to have this debate. Maybe I've won you over.
You did.
But I am going to say start Haskins. He has a good matchup against the Dolphins defense. And despite Kamani Vidal splitting carries with him, I do think it's going to be Haskins that gets like the first crack at this.
And your reasoning for this that you told me?
Because Harbaugh coached him at Michigan.
Yeah. I didn't remember that.
Yes. And then an underperformer for you all is I think Darren Waller is going to be reliable, but I don't think I think he's going to underperform his projections. He's been good his first 2 games back, but this matchup against the Chargers, it's a tough one. And I just don't think that you're going to get, he's like projected 16 points right now, well, that's what he had been getting.
Yeah.
He's been getting
he's
16
twice in a row.
I don't think he's going to get that. I didn't write down his current projection, but I just don't see him. I see him as an underperformer this week. I don't think we're going to get 3 back-to-back performances like that.
Little regression. The old man Waller. He's going to want to go back to rapping. Next up is Cody's Patriots, who had a big win over the Bills 23-20. They are 3.5-point favorites over the Saints in New Orleans. Drake May had 273 yards. Tre'Veon Henderson had 6 carries for 24 yards, but it was Stephon Diggs who had the big game, 10 catches for 146 yards against his old team. Great game. The Saints coming off that win against the Giants, the first one of their season, they won 26-14. Their defense actually looked really good, but the offense wasn't bad either. Spencer Rattler threw for 225 yards and a touchdown, including an 87-yard pass to your guy from last year, Rashid Shaheed, who finished the day with 4 catches, 114 yards and a touchdown. So minus that 87-yarder, he did all right. Chris Olave had 7 catches for 59 yards on 11 targets. The backfield was muddied for fantasy managers as Alvin Kamara had 8 carries for 27 yards and 4 catches for 28 yards, but Kendre Miller, more carries. He had 10 carries for 41 yards. So keep an eye on that. And my official bet is another one. Don't overthink it. Patriots minus 3.5. Easy.
All right. For fantasy, I think it's only going to take one more fumble from Ramondre Stevenson for him to get benched. I feel like it's gonna come. But until that, he does have a good matchup against the Saints. I think he's gonna outperform his projection of 9. I would start him. I'm sorry. I took a drink of the old fashioned and I need to
You gonna make it over there?
I don't know.
Did you swallow it wrong, or was
This
it really
no,
bad?
I don't know. This happened before when you were
not a good way to sell on.
This is why I had to cough before. It's just doing something to my throat. Anyway, getting us back on track. Olave, I think you do need to start him. I know preseason and even this year we've been down on the Saints due to their quarterback situation, but Rattler is performing enough to keep Olave relevant. The one guy I would consider sitting, even though it's probably hard to, I think would be Alvin Kamara.
Yeah. No, I traded for him in a league. He was just an add-on to a trade, but I'm nervous about starting him.
Mm-hmm. All right, up next, we have a division rivalry game. The Browns head to Pittsburgh, where the Steelers are the 5.5-point favorites. The Browns are coming off of a close loss to the Vikings, 21-17 in London.
Thought they had it.
Have you been watching the reels I send you for that guy who recaps? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's all with a lot of these, because that's what I think about.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dylan Gabriel looked like a rookie in his first rookie start. I don't know how else to describe it. He looked like a rookie.
Yeah.
He threw for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. One to David Njoku, who had 6 catches for 67 yards, and one to Harold Fannin, who had 4 catches for 13 yards.
The first one catch just 18-1.
Sorry. There you go. The biggest standout here remains Quinshon Judkins, who had 23 carries for 110 yards. Though I think you should continue to watch Isaiah Bond, who was targeted 7 times, second most in Njoku, but he only caught 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's the downside there.
Right.
And then the Steelers, I've got nothing for you because they're coming off of a bye.
Yeah.
No
Aaron
recap.
Rodgers, old man Rodgers should be healthy. There's not full prop lines on this yet. So again, check our Twitter, but I'm going to say Quinshon Judkins over rushing. Quinshon. He's a queen. Over rushing yards and DK Metcalf anytime touchdown. I'm going to parlay those together. I'll get your pricing. Unless Judkins rushing is something ridiculous, then I won't do it. But
okay. Yeah. For fantasy, we continue to warn against starting your running backs against the Browns, and I don't think that that's any different right now. Jaylen Warren should be back from injury, but not only does he have a hard game against the Browns, he also has Kenneth Gainwell, who had a big game while Warren was out, and I think that he's going to take some of those touches, so I would sit Warren if you can. For a player you should start, both the tight ends for the Browns have found success. Njoku has been targeted more times than Fannin. Sorry, I am dying over here. This is awful. Last week, Njoku obviously targeted more times than Fannin. When Gabriel made his first start, Njoku had 9 targets to Fannin's 4. He turned those into 6 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown, compared to Fannin's 4 for 13 and a touchdown. So I don't know. Both relevant.
I'm going to talk about the next game. Maybe you need to take a drink.
Of not my old fashioned, because that's what's doing it.
What's wrong?
I don't know.
Your old fashioned. This sounds like
this is going to turn into a horrible review.
It sounds like it. All right. So the next up is the Cowboys against the Panthers, where the Cowboys are 3-point favorites. They're coming off that win that we kind of already talked about, 37-22 against the Jets, that I thought was too easy to predict. Dak threw for 237 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 to Jake Ferguson, 1 to George Pickens, and 1 to Javonte Williams, who added 135 yards on the ground and a rushing touchdown. And receiver Ryan Flournoy had 6 catches on 9 targets for 114 yards. With Lamb out, he's really starting to come on strong. Now the Panthers, they rallied from behind to beat those Dolphins 27-24. Bryce Young threw for 198 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the biggest performer was Rico Dowdle. I had FOMO or whatever for not picking him up. I felt stupid because he stepped in due to Chuba Hubbard's injury and carried the ball 23 times for 206 yards and a touchdown. And then Ted McMillan, of course, continues to be the top receiver on that team. He had 6 catches on 8 targets for 73 yards. This one's easy as well. Javonte Williams, he's been on fire. Anytime touchdown parlayed with Cowboys -3. They're winning this game easily.
All right. I might be able to get behind that one.
Yeah.
I might be able to do that.
Let's do it.
And for your fantasy leagues, you obviously need to be starting Javonte Williams. And I think Chuba Hubbard, I think he's going to miss another game. So I would maybe start Rico Dowdle. For an overperformer, a guy I am circling. He's starting in 1% of leagues on Sleeper, but I'm going to throw him in as a flex. It's Ryan Flournoy. He has, he had 9 targets last week, caught 6 of them for 114 yards. He also has 2 carries for 10 yards. I think it's obvious that, they want to keep him involved, and I don't think I would hesitate to throw him in if you're looking for somebody.
I agree. I picked him up in a lot of dynasty leagues that he was still available in.
Nice. For the next game we've got, this is an interesting game to me. Seattle is going to Jacksonville, where the Jags are the 1.5-point favorites. Seattle lost 38-35 in a game where both teams, they played really well. Darnold threw for 341 yards and 4 touchdowns. 2 went to tight end AJ Barner. I feel like this is just like keep highlighting the tight ends.
You would.
I know. Then you had Jackson Smith and Jigba, who had 8 catches for 132 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp had 6 catches for 59 yards. You had Kenneth Walker, who ran for 86 yards on 10 carries. But Charbonnet vultured the touchdown.
Yeah.
That always sucks when you're watching it, and then you should
put your uncle on blast for trading to get Kenneth Walker, trading away Bijan Robinson.
That trade made me upset.
I'm trying to remember. He traded away Bijan and Nico for Kenneth Walker and Marvin Harrison.
Well, we'd like to know your feedback and if they should get the Weasel Award for that trade.
Yeah.
Because there was collusion. The Jags are coming off of a big win, 31-28. Over the Chiefs to advance 4-1. Trevor Lawrence
4-1.
I said 4-1, and that just sounded weird. It's 4-1. Trevor Lawrence had 221 yards for a touchdown and an interception. He also ran for 52 yards and 2 touchdowns. You had Etienne, who had 49 rushing yards, and Brian Thomas finally looked like last year's Brian Thomas. He had 4 catches for 80 yards.
Yeah. Best bet on this one, my lock bet, Jaguars -1.5, easy money.
Nice. So Charbonnet has been dealing with injuries off and on. However, he's scored 3 touchdowns in 3 full games of play, and he's had over 50% of the snap share in 3 games. Kenneth Walker is still going to get carries, but if you have Charbonnet, I think you can confidently start him.
Yeah.
And I might be saying this next piece for y'all just to make Justin happy, because I know he was so down on this guy coming into the season.
Oh.
But 100% of teams are starting him in Sleeper, and that's Travis Hunter.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yes. That guy. I mean, he's super nice. I don't mean that against him, but I didn't think he was going to be good.
He's playing an average of 59% of the snaps, and he hasn't had over 3 catches in the last 4 weeks outside of 1 long play last week. He hasn't been that productive either. He's been finishing as wide receiver 48, 52, 85, 82, and 50.
Yeah.
So, yet 100% of people.
I just did not think he was going to be that great this year. But anyways.
Yeah.
Next game up, we got the Rams as 7.5 point favorites in Baltimore against the Ravens. They're coming off that surprising loss to the 49ers. Stafford did throw for 389 yards and 3 touchdowns. Kyren Williams had 65 yards on the ground, but he also caught 8 catches for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Devontae Adams had 5 catches for 88 yards. And Puka, on fire, as always, 10 catches, 85 yards and a touchdown. Without Lamar Jackson, the Ravens got their asses handed to them by the Texans, 44-10. Cooper Rush threw for 179 yards and 3 interceptions. Derrick Henry didn't get those 50 yards I needed.
No, he didn't.
He only ran for 33.
He fucked you instead.
He fucked me instead. He did get a touchdown to salvage his day, but that's not what I needed, Derrick. Zay Flowers had 5 catches for 72 yards, and 56 of that, though, was on 1 big play. So here's what I like. Rams -7.5, but you could also do the alt line of -7. And Kyren Williams anytime touchdown.
Alrighty. I feel like this sounds weird, but until we get confirmation that Lamar Jackson is back, I would sit everybody on this Ravens team if you have a viable option to play over them. For the Rams, it's the exact opposite. You've got to start your studs. You've got Puka, Devontae Adams, Kyren Williams, Matt Stafford. I really do expect another big day out of Puka.
Nobody can seem to stop him or slow him down. Yeah, shout out to Alex in our listener league who said he is so over Derrick Henry. Who wants him? I get it. I get it.
Yes.
It's been rough. We're going to keep talking about the afternoon games and all that jazz. But before we do, Mir, want to tell everybody a little bit about Underdog?
Absolutely. We are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is a great place to play fantasy pick'em where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats, available for a ton of sports. We'll be posting plays on our socials, so make sure you subscribe. Underdog also has a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and you get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code OFFSGPN.
We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL with picks and props, and they're giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Come on, you need some prizes. And they went 5-0 on Dylan Gabriel debut props. That's pretty impressive. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. Just use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. All right, we are back. You know what I just noticed?
What?
I never changed our clicker.
How dare you?
Clicker. I'm so bad at that we should just get rid of it. Just kidding.
I like our clicker. You just gotta. I love the moving whiskey glass.
I do too. Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, make sure you check us out on YouTube. Should we talk about these late window games? There's not as many.
No, there's not. But we'll start with the Titans, who are hitting the road to go to Las Vegas, where the Ravens, the Raiders.
Worried about your timer.
I am. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm changing the lap. We're going on to another lap because we have been sucking at these 2-minute drills. The Raiders, I know it's a Las Vegas Raiders, people. They are the 5.5 point favorites. The Titans notched their first win as Cam Ward threw for 265 yards and an interception. You had Tony Pollard, who ran for 67 yards and a touchdown. Calvin Ridley finally showed up, having 10 targets and catching 5 for 131 yards.
Right after I dropped him in the league. Thank you.
That's how it works. Don't you know? Should have kept him.
Don't you know? He sounded very Minnesotan. Gee golly, don't you know? Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, I do feel like this was more of like a collapse by Arizona than a win by Tennessee, but credit to them. The Raiders coming off of that 40-6 loss to the Colts, they looked really bad. Geno threw 2 picks. Genty ran for 67 yards and caught 5 passes for 42 yards. Trey Tucker was the top receiver in yards with 4 catches for 62 yards. Their tight end, Albert O, did catch 5 for 36 with Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer were both out.
Yeah, and I think Brock will be out again. Mayer is back.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even want to bet this game like it's a gross game, but
you're not parlaying, are you?
I'm not parlaying. No. Give me Titans plus 5.5. I think they lose, but not by much. And can we really trust the Raiders as 5.5 point favorites? I say nay.
Nay.
Oh, nay.
All right. Like you said, this game is gross. For starters, you're obviously starting Pollard, Genty, Bowers if he does play. You can probably start Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker if you have to, but with how bad Geno looked, I would be cautious.
Yeah.
And then I think the biggest question mark is Calvin Ridley. He's been just complete ass.
He has been ass. I agree.
I hate to say it, but he has all year.
I don't. He has been.
And then last week, he finally had a big game. I wouldn't trust that. I know I think you can probably still be confident in you getting rid of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the question there is going to be, can he carry that over and over, keep having big games, or was it a fluke? I'm not trusting him, but maybe you can be cautiously optimistic.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Like I said, it's a big question mark for me. There is him.
Yeah. chiming in, saying the goddamn clicker. I hear that in like a really old, like Clint Eastwood voice or something. The goddamn clicker.
And you had to make that face with it?
Yeah, the Clint Eastwood face. Next up, we got the Bengals going to Green Bay as the Packers are 14-point favorites. Bengals continuing to struggle without Joe Burrow, so they bring in Joe Flacco. And I heard
swapping out Joes.
I heard he is starting. He's been with the team 6 days, and he is starting. The Bengals lost 37-24 to the Lions. Browning threw for 251 yards. He had 3 touchdowns, but also 3 interceptions. And he also led the team in rushing with 31 yards. Chase Brown had 8 carries for 27 yards. I'm so over Chase Brown. Jamar Chase, though, he took over that game near the end. He had 6 catches, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns, most of it towards the end. Packers are coming off of a bye. I think, okay, so Joe Flacco comes. I think that they're going to get that little 1-game bump. Do I think the Bengals win? No. But I said this last time the Packers were heavy favorites. I said I think they're going to show up. They're going to fuck around and win, but they're not going to take it super serious. It's going to be a get in, get out. So give me Bengals plus 14. I mean, that's a lot of points.
For fantasy, I think it's probably going to be hard to do this because if you have him, you probably invested highly in him. But I don't know. Do you think I'm wrong to say like it might be time to bench him, Chase Brown?
No.
I realized I didn't even tell you who I was talking about.
I knew who you're talking about because I did spend a lot and I've been pitching about him every week to you.
The offensive line is bad, and just because Joe fucking Flacco is in town doesn't mean it's going to get better right away. And you have the Packers who they're really good at stopping the run. I just think maybe bench him. Maybe I'll eat my words, but bench him. The start list is for this matchup. It's just, your studs, Josh Jacobs, Jamar Chase. I don't hate starting Tucker Kraft. So
you just got to keep working tight ends in there, don't you?
All right.
I do. Fair enough.
Well, there's tight ends in football, Justin. What do you want from me?
That's why she watches, everybody.
Next up, we've got the 49ers who are hitting the road all the way to Tampa, where the Bucs are a 2-point favorite. The 49ers, they're coming off of a gutsy win over the Rams where Mac Jones led this team and looked really good. He threw for 342 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the star receiver from him was Kendrick Bourne, who had 10 catches for 142 yards. Now, I think, is Bourne going to keep this up when Pearsall and Jennings are back? Probably not. But, I mean, way to step up for the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
CMC, he also had 8 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. Only 57 rushing yards, though. They are just continuing to struggle to run the ball.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. But then you've also got Jake Tongs, who had 7 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. Looking at the Bucs, they won in a thriller against the Seahawks. This was 38-35. Baker Mayfield had 379 yards on 2 touchdowns. His favorite target was Emeka Egbuka.
He's been on fire.
He had a huge game. He had 7 catches for 163 yards and a touchdown. Cade Otton finally got more involved as well, catching 4 for 81. And then with Irving out, Rachaad White ran the ball 14 times, but just for 41 yards. That's an average of 2.9 yards per carry, which is the reason that they drafted Irving in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick, just hitting on betting. You mentioned Kendrick Bourne. If you have like FanDuel, you can bet X player to catch a pass on this drive or whatever. He was money for that. Anyways, this game, I like over 47.5, but I'm going to cook up a fun little parlay here. I know you don't like them. Check the socials to get the official price. I need to see what the lines are, and I need to see if Juwan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall are out. But if they are both out, Kendrick Bourne over receiving yards, CMC over receiving, Egbuka over receiving, Bucs money line, and over 47.5.
All right.
Cha-ching. Sorry.
We'll see.
Cha-ching.
For fantasy, you already know you've got to start an Emeka Egbuka, CMC. Another guy I think you can start, given his target share last week and how he got back on track. I'm a little hopeful here for Cade Otton. He's on the field a lot. San Francisco hasn't been great against the tight end position So I would look at him. Somebody I'm sitting is Rashad White. He was replaced by Bucky Irving due to inefficiency. Yes, he's coming off of a big game. But just because of his 2 touchdowns. Like that's really the only reason.
Yeah. No, I agree.
He only averaged, like I said, that 2.9 yards per carry. I think we might see Sean Tucker get more involved this week.
Yeah, agreed. All right, next up, we got the Lions at the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites. Lions coming off that 37-24 win against the Bengals, where Jared Goff threw for 258 yards, 3 touchdowns. Montgomery ran for 65 yards and a touchdown, and he threw a touchdown on a trick play. Gibbs had 54 yards, 2 catches, 33 yards, and receiving touchdown. So there was my parlay hitting. Laporta had 92 yards, 5 catches for a touchdown as well. So nice to see Laporta put up some good numbers. And Amon-Ra, no touchdowns, but he did have 8 catches for 100 yards.
Still good.
Still good. Chiefs coming off a loss to the Jaguars, 31-28. And this is another situation where we say, do we see the Chiefs falling to 2-4? Because if they lose this game, they'll be 2-4. Mahomes had 318 yards and a touchdown. He also ran for 60 yards. And he spread the ball around a lot. So like Tyquan Thornton, 5 targets, 3 catches. Travis Kelce, 8 targets, 7 catches. Hollywood Brown, 8 targets, 4 catches. And Xavier Worthy, 9 targets, 6 catches. So spread it all around. I'm going to bet this in a fun little way where Chiefs money line and a David Montgomery anytime touchdown. So betting both sides of the ball there.
Are you parlaying it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Parlay it together.
No.
Yeah. Chiefs are winning this game. They're not falling to 2-4.
All right. For fantasy, I think I'm just going to keep it simple. Start your studs. It'll be a high-scoring game, and I think that your studs here are going to show up.
Yeah. Now we have 2 Monday Night Football games again. I hate that.
I know. So you've got the first game is the Bills at the Falcons, and Bills are the 4.5-point favorites. They're coming off of their first loss to the Patriots, 23-20. The Bills, sorry. I need to take a drink.
I need to take a drink.
So, last week, I'm really struggling with this. Like, I can feel it creeping up, and I just don't want to do it, Justin.
Are you getting sick?
No, I'm not getting sick. Don't jinx me. So anyway, the Bills, let me recap for you. Josh Allen had 253 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a crucial interception. He also ran for 53 yards. Then you had James Cook, who had 49 rushing yards. Dalton Kincaid had 6 catches for 108 yards. Falcons, they're coming off of a bye. I've got nothing for you there.
I don't understand why the Bills are only 4.5-point favorites. They're a far better team. I know they lost to the Patriots. That's a division rivalry. I know the Falcons are well rested, but that line doesn't make sense to me. So I'm betting Bills minus 4.5. Easy money.
All right. For fantasy football, I think this is a little bit tougher. You obviously start Kincaid if you don't have any better options. He has overperformed his projections in 4 of 5 games. However, the Falcons, they're really good against the tight end position. They are number 1 in terms of allowing the least fantasy points to that position. So I would be cautious.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think you start your studs. You've got Bijan, you've got Josh Allen, Drake London, James Cook, all in this matchup, and I would be starting them.
Yeah, absolutely. The second Monday night game, the Chicago Bears. Our Bears hit the road to Washington to take on the Commanders minus 4.5 after we had the heartbreaking loss to them last year. It's revenge time, baby. We're coming off a bye, and we've had nothing to think about except how much we fucking hate them for last year. That really derailed the whole season. We looked good until then, and then it's just like nosedive. So we're coming off that bye. The Commanders are coming off a 27-10 win over the Chargers, which was really a physical win. Jaden Daniels threw for 231 yards and a touchdown, but it was Ja'Cory Bill Krosky Merritt, he likes to be called Bill, who everybody has been waiting for him to break out. Well, he finally did. He had 14 carries for 111 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. And Debo has continued to step up for Terry McLaurin, who's been out. Debo had 8 catches on 11 targets for 96 yards and a touchdown. And the only other receiver to have more than 1 catch was Bill, who's a running back. So it was
he
all
likes
Debo.
To be called Bill. I just can't I don't know. It just doesn't come natural to me.
He likes it.
He likes it.
It's Bill.
Did you ask him?
Hey, Mikey. Hey, Bill. The bet here is obviously the Bears money line. Money line Mac. Fuck your Commanders or your Washington Redskins, as you call them. The Bears are winning on the money line, And I also like Bears money line plus a Dunze anytime touchdown parlay.
I'd like to see that. Like, I want that parlay.
It's going to
Not that I
happen.
don't want your parlays to hit, but
it's going to hit.
Okay. All right. Bill, as you call him, Krosky Merritt he's been disappointing. If you have started him up until last week when he finally had a breakout game with his 14 carries for 111 yards and the 2 touchdowns that he had. Surprisingly, though, he played less than 50% of the snaps. I think you can trust starting him against the Bears.
I agree.
A guy that I'm cautious on in this game is our Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
We love our Cole Kmet, but I do think coming out of the bye week, Ben Johnson may look to get Colson Loveland involved more, get him going. And
makes sense.
That's going to take production. Like, it's going to take away from Kmet's production.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I agree. I knew what you were saying.
Like, can you understand me?
I understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. That's all we got for our Game 6 previews now. We, of course, we're cashing out our $60 for our bottle lock bets. We'll have a video up searching for that $60 bottle, and we're going to review it.
Are we starting a new bottle, though?
But we got to start a new bottle.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Don't disappoint me.
We got to start a new bottle. So I've got a teaser to start with because that's kind of been our bread and butter. 7-point teaser, Eagles, Colts, Rams, Bills, Cowboys, and Patriots. Tease them all 7 points together. $10 will pay you $45. And then if you're on YouTube, you see I got a little question mark because props aren't out. I'm thinking, depending what they set it at, Jaylen Warren under his rushing total is going to be the other one. But we'll get an official graphic out on our...
Speaking of graphics, I'm a little disappointed that our graphics guy didn't show us the full bottle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're going to go buy.
That we're going to go buy. Well,
the full bottle of bets.
That's fair. I didn't think about that.
You didn't.
I didn't think about that.
Graphics guy is getting fired.
Right? But you know what I did think about, and that's Keeper's Heart. And this season's Old-Fashioned Football Listener League is officially sponsored by Keeper's Heart Whiskey. Now, we know fantasy football can get intense. You're going to have those weeks where you dominate your opponent like Miranda did to me this week, though she didn't talk that much smack.
Well, I mean, I'm just used to dominating you in fantasy football and
in life. The bedroom, the fantasy football, all of it.
No, we are in, I realize, like, it's every week. Like, we're playing each other every week because we're in so many different...
sounds like an exaggeration.
We're in so many leagues together, and the way the schedules have lined up, we're just every week we're against each other in some league.
Well, anyways, whether you're dominating
sorry,
people...
I didn't talk enough smack.
Yeah. Whether you're dominating people or you're drowning trying to get waivers to put your team back together, Keeper's Heart has your back. It's crafted in Minneapolis with one simple goal, bringing people together. And what better way to bring people together than football and whiskey? So go grab a bottle, invite some friends over, and let Keeper's Heart be the real MVP of your game day. You can find it in stores near you or online at keepersheartwhiskey.com. And, of course, drink responsible. Fantasy League champs. And just a league update here. At week 3, I was one of the few undefeated teams. Now I've lost 3 straight. Despite being the 3rd highest scorer this weekend, I still lost. But I guess congrats to Keeper's Heart distiller Kate, who is dominating so far at 4-1, has the most points scored. And then behind her, there are 6 teams at 3-2. Cody, you, Mir, Pinky, the DGen Doc, Sebastian, Rod, and Fortune. And Serial.
Thank you for reminding me what my name was.
Yeah.
Me,
you,
Mir.
And of course, like I already said, Serial got his first win this weekend, taking down Pinky.
So I want to circle back. The way, like, you just threw me I've just been thinking about this ever since you said it. At week 3, I was undefeated, and now I've lost 3 straight. I was like, how is that even possible?
Well, it's 2-0.
Yeah, and that's easy to do. Like, I'm just thinking.
Excuse me, I was one of the only teams that was 2-0. It's not that easy.
Yeah, that's like, it can happen.
Well, it can happen
2 weeks
when
in.
you draft well, and then everything falls apart, and you're like Tommy Boy ripping his hair out. Should we talk a little whiskey real quick before we get out of here?
Yes, let's do it.
Do you want to talk a little bit about it?
A classic.
While I
now
pour,
I'm gonna be thinking about Tommy Boy.
Or do you want me to pour while you or do you want to talk about the whiskey? Or
I'll talk. I'll cover. I know. I will give credit where it's due. You did the history.
Yeah.
There was I mean, because we've done.
But do you
anyway.
want?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we just not debate this back and forth?
Why don't you remind everybody what we're drinking today, real quick?
Absolutely. We are drinking Knob Creek's 7-year rye. we've talked about, we haven't reviewed this on the show, but we have talked about it because we were in
Tejas.
Yes. We were on a work trip for you.
Yes.
And that's what we ended up drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what they had.
Mm-hmm. And then we had not tried it before.
Right.
So we were pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of things. So I was like, yeah, can I try that? And it was very good. Shout out to the chat. Josiah Hoy checking in saying, yo.
Hey, Josiah.
What's up, Josiah? A little late to the party, but better late than never. That's what I say.
Yes. So to give you guys some background information on Knob Creek, they were created in 1992 by Buccaneers as part of the small batch bourbon collection, as part of Beam Suntory, and produced at the Jim Beam Distillery. And we talked before the show, and we've done extensive like background information for you guys on Jim Beam and this distillery. So we're not gonna go through all of that again, since we've already talked in great detail about it. We're just gonna focus on the Knob Creek brand specifically.
Yeah.
So, one thing that I think is certain is Knob Creek goes with football because they have a contest where they've partnered with Eli Manning.
Which I told Kramer, and he said, that guy is just so marketable. He goes with everything. Being the Giants fan. Of course.
And isn't the show we're watching because of Eli Manning? Because
he was Chad Powers.
But was that his name that he went by? Chad Powers, yes.
Yeah, as a tryout, a walk-on tryout for...
What team was that? It was like, what college team?
I want to think it was it Baylor? I'll look it up.
I don't know for sure.
Josiah's got OChem. That's why he's late.
Of course. OChem. Oh, those good old days. So anyway, you can enter on their website for a pick sweepstake where the winner gets an unforgettable distillery watch party experience for your fantasy leagues. They even have a Eli's Game Day Old Fashioned, which we didn't make since we like to score all our cocktails with the same recipe, like this is our no, stop it.
It's our home cock, is what I heard.
Cocktail, and I'm stopping myself. So stop it. Your eyes got huge. It's our home old-fashioned cocktail recipe. Like, it's our one we follow. We don't vary from it in any of our reviews, so that we have like an honest
scoring.
Yeah, that's the constant in this.
Yeah.
With all these different whiskeys that we do. So anyway, I was talking about the Eli's Game Day Old Fashioned, and that recipe is 2 parts the 9-year bourbon from Knob Creek, a 4th ounce brown sugar syrup, 3 dashes of El Guapo chicory pecan bitters, and then 1 orange peel.
Can you say that with a little bit more like Hispanic influence, like El Guapo?
I'm sorry to disappoint you. And then you did it for me. So I think that we need to make that at some point and do a review on our socials. And because it sounds interesting. Yeah.
I think everybody would appreciate it if you would do the El Guapo.
I said no. Can we have derailed so much, and I'm not doing this for you. Knob Creek has cask strength bourbon. They have an 18-year bourbon, a 9-year, and a 12-year bourbon. The 9-year is single reserve, and they have a 9-year single reserve, and then a smoked maple bourbon, which sounds very intriguing because we've done some of the maple cask finished bourbons.
Yeah.
And they don't disappoint.
They don't.
For the rye, they have a single barrel cask strength rye, the 7-year rye, the 10-year rye, and a bourbon rye blend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they've got a lot to offer at Knob Creek.
They do. We're going to do some scoring in a second here. Josiah saying, for flex, should I start Kamara, Metcalf, or Ramondre Stevenson? I think you got to go with Metcalf or Stevenson myself. What do you think there?
Yeah, I know it's weird, but I think you sit Kamara.
Yeah, I think so too. Serial saying, hey, we got Mexicans in the show now. See, they all wanted to hear you say El Guapo. And Mom, apparently cooler than us, has had the smoked maple and said it is awesome. So there you go. First, let's go over the bottle score.
I like the bottle. It's like wavy glass. Like it's a very heavy duty bottle, but it's wavy. It also, any bottle where they have lettering or words on it that are raised. Why are you looking at me like this?
I'm listening to you.
You're like, I don't know. You're just.
Sorry, I'll look over here. Yeah.
Stop it. Any bottle, just the way you were looking at me, Justin.
Oh.
Any bottle that has raised lettering on the glass, it appeals to me because like that. It wasn't. They didn't just go buy bottles. Like this is made specifically for this distillery for this whiskey. It is
Jim Beam. They got the money for it.
I know, but I like the bottle. The bottle gets a 4 for me.
A 4. All right, I gave it a 3.7. I was probably
a 3.7.
Yeah, I probably gave it a 6.7.
Oh my God.
I gotta get to the chat here real quick.
Yes,
because
please do.
Serial saying, can we get a how about them Cowboys in that voice? So it was El Guapo, how about them Cowboys? I think that was how I do it. And Season saying, how are thoughts on Bad Bunny for the Super Bowl? I am so excited. I gotta be honest, I don't know who the fuck he is. I have no idea who Bad Bunny is. Do you?
I've heard of Bad Bunny.
You've heard of Bad Bunny. The only Bad Bunny I know is from Fool's Gold, and Kevin Hart
Bad Bunny
plays a guy named Bad Bunny in it. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So that's
the Matthew McConaughey and
I don't
Kate
remember.
Hudson.
Yeah.
Fool's Gold.
Yeah, that's the only Bad Bunny I know. Bunny. So if it's Kevin Hart, that's
it's not
awesome.
Kevin. I can guarantee you 1,000,000% is not Kevin Hart.
Well, that would have been good. I don't know how to feel about the other Bad Bunny. Why can't we get like Chris
This show has gone downhill since I started talking about tight ends.
Well, he's not wrong. What'd you think of it in the cocktail?
I'm gonna be honest. It chokes me every time I take a drink. I did not have to cough until I had a drink of this old fashioned. And then I thought, okay, well, I must have something going on with my throat. Every time I take this, it's like sharp.
Weird.
It's a sharp. I
thought it really stood out. I liked it.
I don't like it in the cocktail.
All right, so what do you give it?
A 2.
A 2. Jeez.
It's tolerable if you want to choke to death.
You got a 3.5. That's what I say about myself. I gave it a 3.5. Should we move on before we derail even more?
Hold on, I gotta try.
You didn't even have your sample in front of you. What you doing?
You didn't give it to me. So what are your thoughts? I haven't smelled it.
You tried it again. I thought you were going to add on your cocktail when you tried it.
No, the ice cube has melted some, and that made it more.
It really stood out, I felt like. But
I don't think it's bad. I just think it might be. I know I do have allergies and stuff going on too, and I've been waking up very congested, which everybody wants to know this. But there's just something about it that I take a drink and it like dries, like it just. Dries me out and makes me need to cough.
I don't know about that there.
Yeah. So
but the smell, I got a lot of nuttiness.
Yes, like pecan. No, is it pecan or walnut?
A pecan.
I can always get those two confused, and I don't know why.
I'm trying to think of pecan pie.
So, see, I took another drink of that old fashioned and I'm coughing.
You can read that one if you want.
It's all these home cocks that got y'all do right now.
Yeah, she said it. So you're not wrong. I hope people from your work are tuned in.
We have cocks at home. We know we have one.
It's just one. What?
I'm done.
I'm specifically clipping that and sending it to. It
has a nuttiness. I agree, and it's got like a caramely, like
maybe it is pecan. I don't know.
Well, and that's why I mentioned walnut because I get the two.
Daddy grew up on a pecan ranch. We need to harvest our walnuts. I know that.
I think it's pecan.
I think it's pecan.
Like, when you do get like I think you don't do honey roasted pecans, but what, like sugared pecans?
Yeah,
because there's like a caramely smell.
Yeah, no, it's very pleasant smelling.
What's interesting to me is it doesn't smell like a rye.
No, it does not. There's not like the rice spice or anything like that. It is nutty. What?
Nothing. The chat's just off the rails.
Cereal saying you spilled some tea in those home cocks. And it made you, apparently, when you have a little nutty in your home cock there, it makes you cough. So
that was bad, Justin. Anyway, did you try it? I remembered when we drank this. When we tried this originally, we were just drinking it neat, and it was very good.
It is very good. And it's very nutty. There's a lot of toasted nuttiness to it.
It's good though. It's I enjoyed when we drank this neat before, and
it is very good. It is like a pecan because it's kind of a sweeter nut. Pull yourself together.
You pull yourself together.
This is really good. I really like the Knob Creek
you just downed it.
Rye.
It is good. I like this. I like it better on its own than in a cocktail. What about you?
I liked it in the cocktail a lot, though. I did not have the issue you were having.
My cocktail wasn't made right.
It was made the exact same as mine.
Because how can I be sitting here drinking this neat and not coughing, but I'm drinking it in the cocktail, and every time I drink it in the cocktail, my throat gets like
maybe you had a bad cube. I don't know.
A bad cube? What did you make my ice cube out of? Like, what do you mean I had a bad cube?
Don't ask. I don't have any answer there for you. I thought they were both really good. I gave it a 3 in this 3.6 on the nose and a 3.7 for the taste. Do you have an official
3.5 on the nose, and then I don't do this 3.678
6.7.
I just don't understand that.
In the chat, let us know if you know what 6.7 means. Because our 8-year-old nephew, gosh, that's weird to say, apparently thinks 6.7 means hairy balls. So I don't think that's accurate, but that's what his school friends think.
Yeah.
At 8 years old, you think 6.7 is hairy balls. So in the chat, let us know if you know what 6.7 means.
Was
the cube was just pre-boiled eggs. What was your taste score? You told me you don't do 3, 6, 7s, but what do you do?
I'm gonna give it a 3.52. I like it. It's a solid, like, neat.
You get
rye.
After me for saying 3.6 or 3.7, but you give it a 3.52. What?
No, I'm 3.5 as well because I gave it. Don't even. You did not write 3.52 down.
I did.
Why?
But I knew what you meant. Josiah said 6.7 means hairy balls. Just kidding.
No, it doesn't.
Season saying thoughts on Starbucks bringing back apple crisp. Another thing I know not.
I've
Season,
never.
You got a lot of questions. I don't have the answers.
But I like
to,
these. I like these questions. I've never had an apple crisp. Anything from Starbucks. I've never had a pumpkin latte.
Well, you're not a
pumpkin
basic,
spice latte.
You're not a basic bitch. Season, I don't know who Bad Bunny is, and I don't know what the apple crisp thing is at Starbucks. So, I generally like apple stuff, if that helps.
You don't like lattes though, because you don't like sweet coffee.
That's true. I wouldn't like it as a coffee.
It's
a coffee. I thought it was like a pastry or something, an apple crisp.
But I guess I assumed it's a drink.
It probably is. You're probably right. Serial wondering if 6.7 is this generation 6.9.
No, it's not.
69, I guess.
It's not. They just say it.
It's from a song where they're talking about a tall NBA player and they say 6'7" over and over because he's 6'7". But why?
But it's gotten taken out of context, and everybody's saying it for everything. They're just saying 6'7", and then if you're our 8-year-old nephew, he just starts laughing.
Yeah, because he thinks it means hairy balls. Season is quite disappointed that we don't have any thoughts on the apple crisp or haven't had them. Next time we see it, you can buy us one and I will gladly try it. Do you have anything else you want to add? Because we've derailed a lot.
We have.
It's been fun though. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to give the little thumbs up. That helps a lot.
If you're in our listener league, good luck.
I
hope you dominate Justin.
Whoa. How dare you?
Derrick Henry already did, but
he'll
get his sloppy seconds.
I was trying to figure out who I play in that, so I know who you're wishing. I play Sebastian the DGen Doc. The man serves our country, so I guess I can't say too much. Josiah said it means nothing. It's just like a random thing. My mom, who I don't know if you have any expertise in 6'7", but says it means so or dismissing someone. How do you know? just asking. Are they saying it around work too? What's going on? We're derailed. We got to get out of here. And Serial's going to dominate you this weekend. Careful now. Careful. In fantasy football, that's fine. You have anything else you want to add?
No, we got to get ourselves in
what?
check.
We have fun. We like to have fun. My old fashioned is gone.
I won't be finishing this old fashioned because you poisoned me.
I didn't, but I'll finish it for you. That works out for me. My old fashioned's gone. My straight shot's gone. Going once, going twice.
Sold.